Welcome to a haunting journey to some of the world's most eerie and mysterious abandoned places. From the Dead Doll Island in Mexico and UFO houses in Taiwan to the eerie streets of Hashima Island and the absurdity of Disney Castle Village in Turkey, these places once thrived with life and activity, but now stand empty and forgotten, frozen in time. They offer us a window into history, a glimpse of what once was, and a reminder of the importance of cherishing the present. So join us on this unforgettable journey to some of the world's most intriguing and mysterious abandoned places. Before we start the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay updated with the latest videos. Let's dive into the video. Number 10. Gunkunjima Island, Japan. Gunkunjima Island, also known as Hashima Island, is a small island located off the coast of Nagasaki in Japan. The island was once a bustling coal mining community, but has been abandoned since the 1970s and has become a haunting and eerie ghost town. The island is now a desolate and barren landscape of crumbling buildings and rusting machinery, with a sense of oppressive silence that seems to hang in the air. Visitors to the island have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of dread and unease as they wander through the deserted streets, as if they are being watched by unseen forces. There have been reports of strange noises and movements coming from the abandoned buildings, as if something sinister is lurking just out of sight. Many of the buildings are in a state of extreme decay, with collapsed roofs and crumbling walls that seem ready to collapse at any moment. Number 9. Disney Castle Village, Turkey. Burj Al Babas, the so-called ghost town of castles, is a luxury residential development in Turkey that has become the subject of much ridicule and derision. The project was intended to be a grand display of wealth and extravagance, with hundreds of identical chateau-style mansions built in a gated community. However, the project hit a snag when the developer went bankrupt, leaving behind rows of empty, identical castles that have become a symbol of the excesses of the Turkish property market. The empty buildings look like a sad and desperate attempt to create a Disneyland-style imitation of European architecture, but the end result is more like a ghost town where nobody wants to live. Despite its lack of occupants, Burj Al Babas has become something of a tourist attraction, with visitors coming to marvel at the absurdity of the place. In the end, Burj Al Babas is a monument to the hubris and folly of those who thought that money could buy anything, even a sense of taste and restraint. It's a cautionary tale of how not to build a luxury development, and a reminder that sometimes less is more. Number 8. Varosha, Cyprus. Varosha is a neighborhood located in the city of Famagusta, in the northern part of the island of Cyprus. It was once a popular tourist destination, known for its beautiful beaches and luxurious hotels. However, after the Turkish invasion of Cyprus in 1974, the area was abandoned and has remained uninhabited ever since. Varosha is now a ghost town, surrounded by a fenced-off military zone. The once grand hotels and apartment buildings have been left to decay, and the streets are overgrown with vegetation. The area is a powerful symbol of the division between the Greek Cypriot and Turkish Cypriot communities on the island, and its future remains uncertain. There have been various proposals to redevelop the area and open it up to tourism again, but these have yet to be realized. Number 7. Kayakoy, Turkey. Kayakoy is a historical village located in southwestern Turkey, near the popular coastal resort town of Fethiye. The village was once a thriving Greek Orthodox settlement known as Karmelassos, but its inhabitants were forced to abandon their homes and flee to Greece during the population exchange between Greece and Turkey in the early 20th century. Today, Kayakoy is a preserved open-air museum, offering visitors a glimpse into the past. The village is home to hundreds of abandoned houses, churches, and other buildings that have been left untouched for decades. The most famous of these is the Church of St. Nicholas, which dates back to the 7th century and features well-preserved frescoes. Kayakoy is a popular tourist destination, attracting visitors from around the world who come to explore its historical ruins and enjoy its tranquil atmosphere. Number 6. Craco, Italy. Craco has a long and fascinating history, dating back to the 8th century when it was founded by the Byzantines. Over the centuries, Craco was occupied by various different powers, including the Normans, the Angevins, and the Aragonese. In the 20th century, the town experienced a decline in population due to landslides and earthquakes. In the 1960s, the decision was made to evacuate the town, and the remaining residents were relocated to a nearby valley. Today, Craco is a ghost town that attracts visitors who come to explore its abandoned streets, churches, and other buildings. The town has been used as a filming location for several movies, including The Passion of the Christ by Mel Gibson. Efforts are being made to preserve the remaining structures of the town and to make it more accessible to tourists. Visitors can take guided tours of the town, and there are plans to open a visitor center and a museum in the future. Number 5. Humberstone and Santa Laura, Chile. Humberstone and Santa Laura are two former saltpeter mining towns located in the Atacama Desert of northern Chile. These towns were once home to thousands of people who worked in the saltpeter mines during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, when the mining of this mineral was a major industry in the region. The towns were abandoned in the mid-20th century as the mining industry declined and the mines were no longer profitable. Today, Humberstone and Santa Laura are preserved as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Both towns feature well-preserved examples of the nitrate town architecture, which was developed in the late 19th century to provide housing and other amenities for the workers in the saltpeter mines. The buildings in these towns are made of wood, adobe, and corrugated iron, and they feature ornate facades and decorative details. It's a unique and fascinating glimpse into the industrial history of Chile. Number 4. Centralia, United States. Centralia is a town in Pennsylvania that has become infamous for the ghostly and eerie atmosphere that pervades it. In the early 1960s, a coal mine fire broke out beneath the town, burning ever since and releasing toxic fumes and smoke into the air. The fire still burns to this day, and the once bustling town has become a desolate and barren landscape of cracked streets and abandoned buildings. The smoke and fumes from the fire have seeped into the earth, creating a labyrinth of tunnels and caverns beneath the town that seem to stretch on forever. There have been reports of mysterious sounds and movements coming from deep within these tunnels, as if something sinister is lurking just out of sight. Visitors to Centralia have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of dread and unease, as if they are being watched by unseen forces. Some have even reported seeing shadowy figures moving about in the smoke and mist that constantly shrouds the town. It's a place where the line between reality and the supernatural seems to blur, and where the ghosts of the past seem to linger on long after the living have gone. Number 3. Pripyat, Ukraine. On April 26, 1986, an explosion at the Chernobyl plant released a massive amount of radioactive material into the air, contaminating the surrounding area and forcing the evacuation of the city of Pripyat. The city has been left untouched ever since, frozen in time as a chilling reminder of the disaster. Today, Pripyat is a ghost town that attracts visitors from around the world who come to see the abandoned buildings, schools, amusement parks, and other landmarks that were once a part of daily life in the city. The area is still highly contaminated with radiation, and visitors must follow strict safety protocols to avoid exposure. The abandoned buildings and streets of Pripyat are a haunting reminder of the devastating consequences of nuclear accidents, and a poignant testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of tragedy. Number 2. Dead Doll Island, Mexico. Dead Doll Island, or Isla de las Muñecas in Spanish, is a small island located in the canals of Xochimilco, south of Mexico City. The island is known for its eerie and unsettling atmosphere, as it is covered with thousands of dolls hanging from trees and buildings. According to legend, the island was owned by a man named Don Julian Santana, who found the body of a young girl floating in the canal. In an attempt to appease her spirit, he began collecting dolls and hanging them around the island, believing that they would protect him from harm. Over time, the island became covered in dolls, some of which were missing limbs, had missing eyes, or were otherwise damaged. The dolls seem to have taken on a life of their own, with many visitors reporting that they have seen the dolls moving or changing position when no one is around. Visitors to Dead Doll Island report feeling an overwhelming sense of unease and fear as they wander through the twisted landscape of dolls. Some have even reported hearing the sound of whispers or children's laughter coming from the dolls. It is a place that is sure to send shivers down your spine, and a reminder of the power of superstition and fear in shaping our perceptions of the world around us. Number 1. UFO Houses, Taiwan. The UFO houses, also known as Sanzi pod houses, are a collection of abandoned pod-shaped buildings located in the town of Sanzi in northern Taiwan. The houses were built in the late 1970s as a luxury vacation resort, but construction was halted in the 1980s due to financial problems and alleged bad feng shui. The houses, which are shaped like flying saucers or UFOs, are a surreal and futuristic sight in the midst of the surrounding countryside. However, the houses have since become abandoned and run down, with broken windows and overgrown weeds. There have been many rumors and legends surrounding the UFO houses, including tales of supernatural occurrences and ghostly sightings. Some locals believe that the site is cursed or haunted, and that it is best to stay away. Despite its reputation, the UFO houses have become a popular destination for urban explorers and photographers who are drawn to the unique and otherworldly architecture of the abandoned buildings. It is a fascinating and surreal glimpse into a failed dream of the future, and a reminder of the fragility of human ambition and imagination. And that concludes our tour of some of the world's most weird and abandoned places. From ghost towns to UFO houses, these places are a testament to the strange and often haunting beauty of abandoned places. Although some of these locations may be eerie or unsettling, They offer a glimpse into a forgotten past and a reminder of the fleeting nature of human existence. We hope you've enjoyed this journey and that you'll join us again for more explorations of the curious and unusual corners of our world. Thank you for watching.